gorgeous Virgos. This is Debs and this is your reading for mid-June 2024. Virgo, it is wonderful to be with you. I hope you guys are well, whatever you're up to, wherever you are in the world. Now, Virgo, I feel as if you have a dilemma. You feel as if you want to do the right thing, but you've got to let someone down. That's what I'm getting here. It's as if I can do something for that person, or I could be really happy with that person, but the other person's going to be upset. You can't organize it so both people are happy, is what I'm getting here. You may have been dealing with somebody who, on the one hand, was quiet, a little bit submissive, almost sat in a naive energy, not really knowing what was going on. And you may also be dealing with someone who is fiery, can be defensive, can be a bit angry, right? I feel as if you've got a clash here somehow, and you've been trying to manage the situation, but you don't quite know what to do because however much you rearrange things, organize things, create some kind of plan, you're going to upset someone. Someone's not going to get what they want. All right. So Virgo, that's where we start this reading. Let's get into this and see what comes through. The deck that I'm using is The Legacy of the Divine by Chiara Marchetti. As you know, Virgo, everything is listed down below. The link to my website if you'd like a reading, all the decks, and of course the link to join the channel if you're interested in membership. So yeah, Virgo, let's get into this and see what transpires. I'm also hearing, see what I can do. Okay, yeah, Virgo, you need to take a really big step back and weigh up the pros and cons of the situation. I'm hearing the history, what may happen in the future, and you've got to make a really important decision. For some of you, Virgo, this could literally be you wanting to end a relationship, but you know maybe a long-term partner is going to be really, really upset. Might have supported you for many years, but you want to be with somebody else, but they may be a little bit impulsive, can be tricky to deal with sometimes, but maybe this person's just frustrated, you know? Yeah, Virgo, you don't know what to do. Now, guys, this could even be a work dynamic. It could be, Virgo, you're a boss and you've got someone who's been in the company for a long time and you've got somebody new who's brilliant at what they do, but these two clash massively and you've got to let one of these go. It could even be a family dynamic, Virgo. Whatever this is, you've got to make a decision and it's not an easy one. So Archangel Michael, what do we have for my lovely Virgos, please? Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus, mid-June 2024. Now, Virgo, this could be completely switched, right? You could be one of the people that's sort of standing on the sidelines, not knowing what your person's going to do. Oh, okay. Yeah. Five of Wands. There's drama, arguments, conflict, chaos. Yeah. Virgo, jumped out the deck. It's not going to be easy to resolve this because I'm hearing there's no easy way around this. Okay. Someone is going to get, you know, the short straw is what I'm getting here. And there's not much you can do. You can't please both people. You can't please both people, Virgo, and you just don't know what to do here. All right, guys. Yeah, Four of Cups. Virgo, it's as if you really don't want to have to deal with this, but you seem to be the organizer, the decision maker, the person that has to choose one or the other, or the person that can sort of manage this. You're the person that has to manage this, Virgo. You've been looking at options with the energy of the Seven of Cups. Maybe if I offer one person that and the other person that, but I know that it's just not going to work. Yeah. You're sitting in emotional confusion. What do I do about this? What do I do about this? Three of Cups in the past. Virgo, in the past, you were keen to balance out the situation. You thought everything was settled, everything was working out perfectly, no problems. It was working. Whatever happened in the past, it was working. After that time with the Seven of Pentacles, you may have had issues with one person. One person may have said, hang on, Virgo, don't like this, what's going on? And you may have looked at the past, and you may also, Virgo, for some of you, been looking at your finances. So for some, this could have been a financial matter or connected to finances. What you're thinking about now is the Page of Cups. Okay. Virgo, there could for some reason be a child in the mix for some of you. Or you may be thinking, okay, I've just got to apologize to either one person or both people and say, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to figure out what the best course of action would be here. As in, I need a bit more time. Because I feel you've got both people who are sitting there not really knowing what you're planning on doing. Okay, that's what I'm getting. In the immediate future, what you're thinking about is the Nine of Cups. So in the immediate future, this is you thinking that someone was overindulgent, or somebody received a lot more than the other, something like that. It could be that if this is a work dynamic, it could be that someone who's been a really good, steady worker has been sort of left off the radar in terms of pay rise, bonus, that sort of thing. And you've now brought in a whiz kid who could be a fire sign, right? And they're really, really, really good at what they do. And so you've paid them a pretty high salary, but you're looking at the person that's been there since day one thinking, wow, okay, well, they're now going to be upset because they're going to realize we're paying this person a heck of a lot more. And this person has been in the company for longer. It might be something like that. You've got to try and balance the scales, Virgo. You've got to do it. But, you know, you don't want to lose the person that's been there supporting you all along. You know, the one who might be easier to deal with, a little bit more placid, a little bit more, you know, relaxed and calm, easy to work with, a team player. But you don't want to annoy the person that might lift the company up because they've got a lot of technical know-how. But you've got to balance the scales. You don't want to lose either. But you can't drop the salary relating to the person that's just come into the company because you've already given that person a really good salary. You can't turn around and say, yeah, sorry, we offered you this amount, we're now going to drop it. You can't do that. But you can't leave the poor person that's been in the company for years on the salary that they've been accepting over the last few years because it's simply unfair. And you're worried that maybe if you don't try and balance both salaries, the person that's been in the company for the longest that you rely on, that has been loyal to you, may well up and leave. And you don't want that to happen either. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge. That's just an example, guys. This could simply be someone trying to choose between two people romantically. It could be an awkward family dynamic. Whatever this is, there is a massive clash. And you seem to be stuck right in the middle of it, Virgo, trying to figure out what you can do. So in the immediate future, you're thinking that someone has been overindulgent, right? Or someone's got a lot more than the other person. So you're recognizing that. In your fears is the Page of Swords. Okay, Virgo, you may be worried that with the Page of Swords, one of these two people or both of these two people are not going to be happy with the decision that you're going to make. You're nervous about that. In the environment, yeah, is somebody angry? Page of Wands, okay. Somebody's angry. What you seem to be saying to this person is, look, you've had a lot, right? Or we've given you a lot. Or you've had 75% of the takings, whatever this is. And so you may be talking to someone about the fact that they need to accept a small loss. But they're angry about that because they may have been used to sitting in the Nine of Cups, which is being a bit overindulgent, right? Enjoying the money, enjoying the attention, enjoying the status, whatever this is. You're talking to somebody about the fact that they need to think a little bit differently now because they've had a lot from you. They've reaped the rewards somehow. In your hopes, Virgo, yeah, the Magician, Virgo, Scorpio, Gemini, you're hoping to manifest peace and a solution to this dilemma. Very simple. The outcome, the Sun. There may be some kind of enlightenment, Virgo, a way through this, a way out of this difficult situation, which is going to be fair and balanced for everyone involved. Okay. You may get an aha moment. So, clarification for you, Virgo, the World. You're determined to close out a cycle of drama, arguments, problems between two people. Or close out a cycle, Virgo, of you simply sitting on the fence. You know it's time. You know it's time. What you're thinking about is the Hierophant. You're thinking about a traditional process which is going to enable you to move forward into a new cycle, following certain steps, acting with integrity, doing the right thing. It's as if you want to make sure that going forward, this issue never comes up again. There aren't going to be issues and problems between maybe these two people, or you simply make the right decision and stick to it, which could be choosing one or the other, something like that. You may be in a situation where you're also closing out a cycle with a Taurian, or thinking about ending a marriage. And so all of this is on your mind, endings and beginnings, and you've got a lot to consider. In this person's energy, who seems to be angry, wow, okay, they've kind of got the Ten of Pentacles. This is someone who's sitting on the Ten of Pentacles. So they have had a lot for quite a long time. And you're having to tread on eggshells here, Virgo, but what you're doing is saying to this person, you have to understand how good you've had it for X amount of time. You've had a lot for quite a long time, to the point where we've indulged you, or to the point where I've given you a lot. What you're saying to this person is, I know that you've been grateful, or I know that that's what you've expected or got used to, but things may have to change. Things may have to change, and they're not going to like it, Virgo, because they've been used to the Ten of Pentacles, right? That's a lot of money, or a lot of stability. The King of Pentacles. Virgo, I may be dealing with a masculine here. I think, Virgo, what they're relaying to you is, you promised me this. You were okay with allowing me to sit in the Ten of Pentacles. There was no problem before. So what is the problem now? And what you're trying to say to this person is, well, we realize that someone else who's been loyal and stable and has sort of not said anything up until now, they haven't wanted to rock the boat, but they're realizing that this is totally unfair. This is what you're saying to the person who's angry, who's sitting on the Ten of Pentacles, right? So lovely, Virgos. Underneath the deck, we have the Two of Swords. What you've realized, Virgo, is you thought that you were sitting in the Ten of Cups emotionally. But what you're realizing is you were blindfolded, you were in denial. There's been a lot of problems, issues, angst, anger, upset underneath the surface that you're now trying to manage. With the energy of the Two of Pentacles, this is you thinking, how am I going to make everyone happy? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's possible. But the first port of call is you thinking to yourself, okay, who's had the most? Who's had the majority of what I had to offer? And this is you, Virgo, speaking to that person, even though it may be awkward, to try and get them to understand that now things need to be balanced. But the problem is they've got used to sitting on the Ten of Pentacles. And they, of course, don't want that to change. So this is someone who's angry about that. So guys, let's get into this and see what transpires. So Virgo, we start off with the Four of Cups and the Seven of Cups. You've been looking at ways of balancing everything out, but you know that someone is going to be upset or angry. There's no way around it. So you're detaching from your emotion, Virgo, and you're trying to be logical. You're trying to be logical. Archangel Michael, what is the energy the Virgo is sitting in, please? Okay, yeah, King of Swords. This is you logical. I could very well be dealing with a masculine, Virgo. You may be looking at documents, paperwork, contracts. You want everything to be fair and balanced for everyone, but you know very well that someone is going to be upset or angry. There's no way around it, but you're trying to make everyone happy. You've been trying to make everyone happy, Virgo. The Empress. You may be connected with an older woman with the energy of the Empress. Now, this could be, Virgo, a long-term partner. This could be a woman who's worked for 30 years in the company. She's loving, grounded, nurturing, open-hearted, compassionate. And you want to make sure you want to make sure she's okay, all right? Because she's the one that up until this point of time, Virgo, has been very compliant, very quiet, not kicked up a fuss, just, you know, carried on day to day. She's been loyal. What are you thinking about, Virgo? Yeah, Ten of Wands. Yeah. With the energy of the Empress, it's as if you've realized that she's been burdened for a very long time. She hasn't been happy. She hasn't complained, though. And what you're realizing is something has to change. Otherwise, she's just going to, I'm hearing give up. She's just going to give up and walk away. You don't want her to do that. Wow, 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands. It's as if you've suddenly realized that this person has been really suffering. But up until this point of time, Virgo, she possibly didn't say very much, possibly didn't want to put pressure on you, possibly didn't want to cause problems, but it's almost as if it's got to the point where she had to say something. So you two may have had a very open, honest conversation, and it may have just all come out, you know. She may have just blurted out, Virgo, I'm sorry, but I'm just not happy with this. And this is you taking a step back in surprise, thinking, wow, well, I thought she was okay. Obviously not. All right. What is this Empress's energy? Yeah, I mean, this is someone who's been working, you know, working 7 days a week, or she's put a lot of work and effort into the connection with you, Virgo, and you're suddenly realizing that she's exhausted, she's depleted, she feels as if she's got the short straw, because your attention may have been elsewhere. And this is you thinking, okay, I'm now in a difficult situation because I thought this Empress was fine, but now I realize that she's really stressed out. It could be she's overworking. It could be she feels she's put a lot of work into the connection with you and she's sort of come up with nothing. You may have taken your eye off the ball, Virgo, or you may just not have realized because you didn't speak up. I mean, you know, how are you supposed to know if she didn't say anything? But I think it's got to the point now where she's spoken her truth and you're realizing, okay, I need to change something here. I need to change something. In the past, Virgo, everything was fine. You know, people seemed to be happy. Life was just ticking on. Yes, and with the energy of the Strength card, you held back from doing anything impulsive, anything crazy. You just kept an equilibrium. You just sort of thought, okay, well, great, things seem to be good. Yeah. And with the Four of Swords, Virgo, you might have been lulled into a false sense of security, believing everyone was happy. Okay, well, this is fantastic. I don't need to do very much here. I don't need to worry about anyone. Life is good. But then I think something happened which caused you to look at the past. Okay, what happened in the past for my Virgos? The Fool. There could have been a difficult situation with an Aries, or you could have leapt towards an Aries, or you may have not thought about what you were doing, Virgo, and done something impulsive. It might be you felt under pressure. It might be you felt, well, we just got to sort it, so let's do this quickly. You may not have understood the future consequences, but a risk was taken. Yeah, something impulsive was done, Virgo, which might have related to a contract. A contract. So you may have given something to someone. It could have been quite serious. It could have been legally binding. I'm hearing just to make them happy, just so that you wouldn't have to worry about it. It's almost as if you thought, okay, well, the way that I'm going to deal with this is just sort of chuck money at it and hopefully everything's going to calm down. So you did that. And for a time, I think everything was all right. But I don't know whether or not it was. Wow, okay. Yeah. It might be a while afterwards, Virgo, or it might have been instantly. Someone was angry. Someone was angry about the judgment call that you made. Someone sort of said, hang on. This doesn't seem to be right. And Virgo, at the time, I think you just tried to to sort of calm everything down. Well, yes, I know it's not perfect, says Virgo to this person, but I did it because of that. I did it because of this. I did it to help someone, right? Whatever this was, Virgo, you explained why you did that. I still feel someone was angry and upset, but you thought, all right, time heals. Time heals all wounds. They'll get over it. It's the best that I could have done in the past. So that's what you did. What you're thinking about now, Virgo, is the Page of Cups. You may want to apologize to someone about something. Wow. Okay. You may want to apologize to someone, Virgo, for betraying them. Now, guys, do remember this could be switched, okay? I mean, this is an apology for a betrayal. What was the betrayal relating to? This feels complicated. I feel as if this reading has roots, you know, that go down quite a long way, if you get me. Justice. Wow. So Virgo, you may have looked back and realized that in signing some kind of contract or giving something to someone because you just wanted it done, you betrayed somebody else. That person could be a Libra. And this is you looking back, realizing what you'd actually done. In all fairness to you, Virgo, I don't think you thought about this before. It was a sort of realization. Now you're really looking at this of what you actually did. And this is like, wow, okay, yeah. In somebody's eyes here, I gave someone one thing and left another person out in the cold, possibly for a very long time, and I didn't even really think about it because it was in the moment before. It was in the moment. So what you're realizing, Virgo, is whoever feels as if they've been hard done by, breadcrumbed, left by the wayside, what you're realizing is you have to bring balance for that person. You have to bring balance for that person. What are you thinking about? The Devil. Could be thinking of a Capricorn. Yeah, what you're realizing is you were obsessed about sorting out this situation in the past to the point where you may have been massively overindulgent to one person and left somebody else struggling. And I think the person you left struggling, Virgo, was this Empress. So this has all become really toxic because the Empress, I think, has been dealing with this, coping with this upset, feeling angry, feeling frustrated underneath, feeling resentful, and it's almost got too much for her now, to the point where she's just coming out with it. It's not right. It's not fair. I've been here since year dot. I've been supporting you and I've been loyal to you. And what have I got to show for it? Right? It's massively imbalanced. And looking back, Virgo, you're realizing this Empress was right. Totally right. So you're a bit obsessed now about making sure everything is balanced and fair for everyone involved. Wow. And it could relate to money. What you're looking at, Virgo, is pooling what you have in order to then redivide a lump sum of money so that everybody's got an equal share. Everyone. Everything's balanced out. Because whatever you did in the past meant that someone was very happily sat on the Ten of Pentacles and another person was sort of left. Maybe you didn't think about it before, Virgo, because whoever this person was didn't complain, didn't say anything. But I feel as if it got too much. It's as if, hang on, I've got to say something because this is totally unfair. So Virgo, you are now thinking about what you can do. Now, for some of you, if this is purely financial, you may be thinking of selling up and moving, or you may be thinking about releasing equity from a property that might have increased in value in order to pull together as much cash as you can to balance the scales. You may also be asking this person who's been sat on the Ten of Pentacles to release any form of codependency, any form of overindulgence, so that you can take from that Ten of Pentacles and again balance things out. I feel as if I'm dealing with a very complicated, painful, sensitive situation where a lot of people are up in their heads, very confused, not quite knowing what decision you're going to make. Because for whatever reason, Virgo, this lands on your shoulders. Sadly, this is what you have to cope with. No one else can do this except you. So guys, in the immediate future, you are talking to someone who is angry because what they're saying to you is, Virgo, you said, King of Pentacles, that you'd be happy to give me this. Ten of Pentacles, you'd be happy to give me this. Why are you now changing your mind? I'm upset because this person may have had plans for the Ten of Pentacles, right? And now everything's changing because what you're saying is, well, I'm sorry, but I've realized that you're sitting in a bit of overindulgence now and somebody else is struggling. So you're confronting the person that's had the biggest amount of the pie, right? The majority of the investment is what I'm feeling here. They're not going to like it. They're angry. But if they take a step back, they're going to realize that you're right. I just think this person thought they were on to a good thing, that they would be sitting in stability and happiness and they wouldn't have to worry financially. What they're realizing now is, because of this Empress, you're having to make sure things are balanced now. So they are going to have to release their hold on the Ten of Pentacles. So Archangel Michael, when do we have the Nine of Cups and the Page of Wands for my Virgos? Thank you, Michael. Wow, guys, I'm just hearing imminent. So Virgo, this is going to be pretty soon. I would say could be in the next few days. You're not looking forward to having this conversation because you've got to be pretty blunt about the situation you're in, and you're going to have to be strong because you know that this person might be tempted to be very defensive. So you're going to have to go in pretty strong with the facts. The facts are, you've had a lot to the point where you've been sitting on the Ten of Pentacles, and I'm afraid things need to change. What is this person's energy sat in the Page of Wands? They're not going to be happy. Yeah. Queen of Wands. She's angry. I'm just getting angry and defensive. What is she saying to you, Virgo? You promised me this money. Knight of Pentacles. You promised me this money. And you're now taking it back. You're now saying no. What else is she saying? She's going to be tempted to sabotage this conversation. She may say, I'm busy, I don't want to talk, I'm sorry, I haven't got the time, I don't want to discuss this, what's done is done. She's going to fight you, Virgo. The thing is, she knows that if she does, she's going to hurt people, right? There are people behind her that she's going to hurt if she acts this way. I think, Virgo, it's just shock because everything was fine before. No problems before. What is she going to say to you? Virgo, she's going to claim that she doesn't have a lot to lean on. She doesn't have a lot to her name. If you ask her to be compassionate. She's going to say, I need this money. I need this money for X, Y, Z reasons. I've already planned on what I'm going to do with this money. You can't put me in this situation. But Virgo, the fact remains, she's sitting on the Ten of Pentacles. How is she feeling? She's going to be really disappointed, because what she's realizing is if she stands her ground and is very defensive and says, I'm sorry, but no way, you're going to be very disappointed in her, and it's going to affect this connection, this relationship you two share. So she doesn't quite know what to do. She's almost, I don't want to say this, she's almost playing victim, but she's got nothing to feel victim mentality about, because she sat on the Ten of Pentacles. So however much she says, Virgo, you know, I've already planned what to do with this money. I've already thought about my future, you know, tried to consider the best way of managing this money. She knows deep down that she's had the majority of the money. She's had the Ten of Pentacles. She knows it. This could be the majority of the family wealth, or this could be the majority of the assets. Whatever this is. What she's saying to you. Okay, Virgo, be very careful. Be very careful, because she is going to play the victim, but she's got no reason to play the victim because she sat on all this money. She's going to play the victim. Do you remember when we first met? Do you remember when I was a child? She's going to talk about the past, the history between the two of you, or she's going to say to you, I had a really difficult upbringing, or I went through a very painful time, but I got through it. She's going to play the victim. So Virgo, this isn't going to be as easy as you think. Yeah, no, she's not going to want to relinquish the Ten of Pentacles. She's going to play for time. What she's going to say is, okay, well, Virgo, I want to think about this because, you know, a lot's happened in my past, or I've gone through a tough time previously and I thought I was nice and stable, and now you're telling me that things have got to change. She is going to play the victim. She is going to play for time. Virgo, you're standing there basically saying you've had a heck of a lot and we need to balance things out. But she's not happy. I think she's hoping that everything's going to calm down and you're going to leave her with the Ten of Pentacles. Let's hope Virgo forgets all about this. She's playing for time. She's playing for time. What are you saying? The Hermit. Virgo, what you're saying is you've looked at the past and you're looking into the future, and she's had a lot. You're saying to her she's been given a lot because you're talking about overindulgence. We've overindulged you. What else are you saying to her, Virgo? That you know, no matter what she says, whether she talks about feeling left out in the cold, or whether she talks to you about the fact that she doesn't know how she's going to manage, or about the past, or about, you know, the history between you two, what you're saying is, ultimately, when everything is said and done, you are sat in the Nine of Pentacles. You're doing really well, thanks to me. Thanks to me, you're doing really well. What else are you saying, Virgo? Things need to change. The Death card. I'm sorry, but you can't hang on to this ongoing because somebody else here has been given the short straw. You're trying to be diplomatic, Virgo. It's really tough with this person because it's as if they don't want to know. They don't want to talk about it. Yeah, what you're saying to this person is, look, Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. I care about what you think. I don't want to put you in a difficult situation, but the fact remains that you don't actually need this. You don't actually need the Ten of Pentacles. What else are you saying, Virgo? Eight of Wands. Virgo, this is tough because she's going to be a little bit defensive. She's going to try and figure a way around keeping hold of the Ten of Pentacles. What you're thinking about is you have to stand your ground about this and be assertive, because this is very important. You're trying to get this person, this Queen of Wands, to see the situation you're in and understand she has to release the Ten of Pentacles. She's fighting for the Ten of Pentacles, saying, we've had a long history, Virgo. You're going to put me in a really difficult situation. You know, I feel disconnected from you sometimes. She's going to play the victim. What's the energy between these two? Yeah. What you're saying to her is you're trying to deal with a Tower moment relating to the Empress, right? And what she's saying to you, I can't believe that you're asking me to let go of this Ten of Pentacles that you promised me, right? Or you gave me before, because it's going to scupper my plans for the future. Your reaction to that is, well, it can't be helped. I'm sorry, but we can't leave the Empress with nothing. Guys, I'm sorry, this is a very specific, complicated situation, but I have to post it because it's definitely for someone or a group of you, okay? Now, Virgo, the final card is the Sun. Now, that seems to suggest that things are going to work out. There may be a wake-up call as to what you can do. You may even be deciding, Virgo, to travel and speak to someone because the Sun is global travel. You may need to have a serious conversation with a Leo. The Sun is Leo. So let's have a look, Virgo. What is the energy of the Sun for Virgo? The Ace of Swords. Okay. Virgo, you've become enlightened that this has potentially become so difficult, so emotional, almost acrimonious, that even if you balance out the scales so everybody is relatively happy, you're not going to get back the warmth, the camaraderie, the happiness, the working together feeling that you had before. And it's a difficult truth. It's a difficult pill to swallow. Enlightened that even if you do your best to sort out the situation so everybody is relatively happy, it's not going to go back the way it was. It's done. And it's a bit of a shock. It's a bit of a shock. What are you deciding to do here, Virgo? The Chariot. I think you're going to see someone. You may be traveling to see someone, or you could be having a conversation with a Cancerian. What are you doing from here on? Okay, Eight of Cups. Virgo, you may be telling someone here that you're walking away from a situation because it's become way too taxing. Now, Virgo, if this is a work dynamic, you're saying to both people here, look, we can't make both of you happy. So basically, you fight it out amongst yourselves. I think that's what you're saying, Virgo, because you're fed up with having all the pressure put on your back to do the right thing. It's as if the Empress and the Queen of Wands are never going to work together on this. So you're sort of throwing your hands in the air, saying to someone here, I don't know what else to do, so I'm leaving the situation. I'm leaving the situation. Now, it may also be, Virgo, that you may be traveling to see someone who lives at a distance to say you've spoken your truth to the Queen of Wands, as in you've tried to reason with the Queen of Wands so that she would release her hold on the Ten of Pentacles. So you're relaying that, I think, maybe to the Empress, who may live at a distance from you. Okay. What are you saying to the Empress? All right, so yes, what you're saying to the Empress is, I'm going to do my best to balance out the situation financially so you don't feel as if you've been left with nothing, and the Queen of Wands isn't sat on the Ten of Pentacles anymore. I'm going to do my best to balance out the situation. Now, Virgo, it may even be that you have to leave something behind in order to cash in somehow in order to do this. But once this is done, it's almost as if you're saying to everyone involved, I wash my hands of the whole thing. I don't want to talk about who's got this, who's got that. I don't want to talk about money. I'm walking away from this. So what else are you saying to this Empress? Because I think you're trying to balance the scales for your Empress. The Moon. What you're saying to the Empress is, on the quiet, I'm giving you what I can so you don't feel as if you've been left out in the cold. I'm doing all I can to give you what I can. But you're keeping something back, Virgo. What are you withholding from the Empress? What aren't you saying to the Empress? That with the Two of Wands, you could make another decision, and it could be financial, but you haven't wanted to look at that yet. Now, if this is a company situation, you could be thinking, all right, well, I feel as if we could let go of 5 employees who actually aren't doing the work that we wanted them to do. And if we save money on their salaries, we could then give the Empress a lot more, right? And it would solve everything. Could be something like that. It could be, Virgo, that if this is a family situation, you may have been sitting on the fence about selling up and moving, and in which case, if you're then free of, say, a mortgage, you could release equity or something like that to give to the Empress. There's something here that you're not speaking about which relates to you standing at crossroads. But what you're initially saying to the Empress is, this is what I can give you. Four of Wands. Yes, Virgo, you may be thinking of decreasing the size of the company even. It could be in terms of the employees. It could be moving into a smaller office. It could be you sitting at crossroads about selling a property and moving somewhere much smaller, which would mean that there would be no financial issues. I think, therefore, the Queen of Wands would still have to relinquish the Ten of Pentacles, but you wouldn't have to breadcrumb the Empress. Things would be a lot more balanced because there'd basically be more cash in the kitty somehow. Wow, I feel as if, guys, I'm going down a rabbit hole here, but someone is going to understand what this is about. Let's wrap this up, Michael, please. What is going to be the outcome? Six of Wands. Virgo, you will be able to move to calmer waters, okay, into a brand new cycle. Into a brand new cycle. Final card. And let's figure out what may be the outcome for the Empress, because I feel this Empress is the one that you're trying to balance things with. So what's going to happen for the Empress? The Star. I think she's going to heal. And I feel, Virgo, she may be offered enough for her to feel that you've done all you can to sort of balance things out. Anything else? Yeah, and so she's now a bit more relaxed and she's conducive to carrying on putting effort into this, working in partnership somehow, you know, collaborating, doing the right thing, working with other people. She's okay with that now because she might feel justice has been done. What are you going to do pertaining to the Queen of Wands? Okay, Virgo, this is tough. You may stop communicating with the Queen of Wands. Why? Because she made life too difficult for you. You wanted her to see the bigger picture. You wanted her to see the difficult situation you were in, and she was angry and defensive and played the victim. And I think, Virgo, from this point onwards, you're going to push her away. So if you guys were on good terms, you know, everything was great, you know, she was chatty with you, you were chatty with her, she was putting the work in, so were you. What you're realizing is you don't want to deal with her anymore because you've seen another side of the Queen of Wands, which is when you were going through a really difficult situation, which is this, she didn't sit there and say, okay, look, you've been really generous with me, you've been fantastic, I really appreciate it. No, she's been defensive and played victim, and it's almost as if you can't believe it. You didn't expect that of her. And because of that, Virgo, I simply think you're going to create distance between yourself and the Queen of Wands. So guys, wow. This is definitely being posted. It's someone's story. So I'm going to leave it there, Virgo. As always, take care of you, sending love and light your way, and many blessings. Bye now.